my first thoughts when I came on to the Loki series as the writer was just, okay, I'm very excited. And then my second thought was, wow, I got a lot of work to do. I think that there were two big challenges ahead of us right out the gate. The first of which was there'd been 10 years of stories featuring Loki. Uh, Here we were doing a 6-hour TV show. How are we going to do something new? We had to break new ground with this character. That was really important. And then the second challenge was just, it's a time travel show. So how are we going to depict time travel in a way that it can withstand week to week scrutiny from our very smart fans? And so excitement followed by paralyzing fear. With the Time Variance Authority, I drew inspiration first off from the comics. I familiarized myself with all of their appearances in the comics in different runs of Thor, Fantastic Four, She-Hulk as well. And then from there, I also leaned on Kevin Wright and Stephen Broussard, our two on the ground creative producers from Marvel, who had been doing a lot of research on the TVA even before I came on board. And then I just watched a lot of time travel movies. Back to the Future, Looper, Time Cop, Time Crimes, different stuff like that, just seeing the ways that what are the different kinds of time travel rules? What are the different ways that time travel rules are established and held up in different movies and everything? And then I just figured out, all right, what do we want to rip off? So the first episode starts as Loki picks up the Tesseract during the events of Avengers Endgame and disappears through that space stone portal. And I think that it's the perfect place for this series to start because the god of mischief and chaos has just done the most chaotic thing possible. He's picked up this thing, gotten away from the Avengers when he was not supposed to. Where is he going to go? What's supposed to happen next? That's where the TVA comes in, and so that's why it was just a very exciting jumping off point. In the Loki series, we're going to see Loki in ways that we've never seen him, mainly because we're going to see so much of him. There's 6 episodes, and he's center stage. He's not backseat to Thor, and he's not a villain in this one. He's the center of this show. And so we're going to be able to explore his own personality, his own shortcomings, and sort of like excavate his feelings in a way that you've never been able to in the movies before. As a writer, that's really exciting because we're just going to get to go more in depth on a character that everybody already loved from the movies, and now they're just going to get to spend that much more time with him. It was really helpful to have 6 episodes to tell this Loki story because it's just more time. and that means that we can afford to luxuriate in the quieter moments where I think that's where some of the greatest drama comes from. In a 2 or 3 hour movie, the pace has to be nonstop, and there's so much that you've got to keep moving. There were opportunities to digress into more character-based moments, like all great television does in this, and that was the reason it was really exciting to do 6 hours. I think the most challenging aspect of writing the series was probably just the creation and definition of the rules of time travel. We had to create an institutional knowledge among the writing staff and the creative staff of just what does the TVA do? Why do they do it? What is a time law and how is it broken? And once we'd done that, we had to then figure out a way to communicate it to the audience in a manner that wasn't boring and didn't distract you from the more compelling stuff with characters and the broader story. So that was our biggest challenge for sure. I'm going to say rascal. It's a word I use a lot to describe Loki and Mobius, and it's just they're two guys that they're always sort of pushing the rules, pushing the boundaries. You never quite know what they're going to get up to next, and even though they're both very different, it seems on the surface, they're sort of united in that, in the fact that they're rascals.